How can you easily get from this tone to this awesome red house tone? So in this video, I'm going to reveal how you can easily transform your tone into Jimi Hendrix's excellent red house tone just by using my settings.
Oh yeah!
Stick around as I break down these easy to recreate settings, give you examples of how great these settings sound, and of course give you some insights on the gear Jimi used for the recording. By the end of the video, you'll hold the key to unlock that legendary red house tone. To start though, we need to find out which gear Jimi used for the recording to get the best results possible. And therefore, I did some research. Can you guess what gear Jimi used? Of course, Jimi brought his beloved Marshall Plexi and his Stratocaster to the studio. On top, he brought his Fuzz. But do you know how many Marshall cabs Jimi Hendrix brought to the studio? He used 4 Marshall cabs for the recording of Red House. Let us start with the basic amp tone. I'm using my Marshall Plexi in the high treble channel, and it's paired with a Celestion G1225 speaker cab. I EQ'd the Plexi in a way to give us the closest approximation of this warm and fat tone Jimi created with his JDM 45-100. So here's my setting, and here's what the setting sounds like. Jimi also used a germanium fuzz for the recording to get this splatty tone. For the red house sound, I have put the fuzz's volume slightly before being dimed. The fuzz knob is set around 11 o'clock. This setting gives us grit and transparency at the same time. Let's add the fuzz to the sound. As you can see, for this video, I'm using my trusty Fender Custom Shop Strat. I've set my tone pot on 7, and for the intro and verse licks, my guitarist volume is on 6, and for the solo parts, it's between 9 and 10. Now, let's put in one more important ingredient, which is reverb. Here's how I've set up my reverb. I've dialed back the tone to keep these warmer tones. I've set the decay, which determines the length of the reverb, between 60 and 70%. This way we can emulate the sound that came back from the studio walls. The mix is perfectly set between 10 to 20%, and if you can set the time on your pedal too, then you should definitely go above 150 milliseconds. This is not a delay, it's an echo, and it's the natural behavior of the room that we recreate. So if you were looking for the red house tone that you know from the Are You Experienced album that came out in the UK, well, then look no further. Here it is. For the Smash Hits version of Red House, Eddie Kramer likely added echo effects in the post-production process. In one of my recent videos on the Voodoo Child tone, I demonstrated how Eddie Kramer created delay and echo effects in the studio. You might want to check out that video too. The great thing during my research was that Jimi delivered the exact delay setting already by hitting the first note. Do you recognize it? I'm sure you do, because it's so distinctive. So here's the setting that I came up with using a basic tape delay plugin. You can either use one of those plugins or a standard delay pedal. I've set the delay time to 300 milliseconds. We just want to hear one repetition. If you want to do that we have to dial down the feedback to 5%. Overall, I kept the delay pretty low in the mix with about 10%. So Jimi is using this delay setting for the intro. And then for the solo, he turns up his guitar's volume to 10. And then you can clearly hear the delay coming back in again. Here are some tones. Everything I told you so far won't do you much good if you are facing one of the following dilemmas. I don't own a Marshall amp. Take a deep breath and check out my video on the Marshall in a Box blind test. Or check my review for the Revival Drive Compact. Trust me, inspiration awaits. I'm clueless about dialing in my fuzz to sound like Jimi Hendrix. It might be tricky, but fear not, it's super easy. Head over to my recent video on snagging the Hendrix fuzz tone with any amp. Your Jimi Hendrix guitar journey will get a whole lot easier. Promised.